welcome to my channel. I'm Taylor and my boyfriend's name is Garrett. I am 19 years old and he is 21 years old and we're pregnant. So, long story short, it wasn't an accident. I'm pretty sure that's what everyone's gonna think because I'm 19 and he's 21, and in today's society that's too young to have a kid. I've been watching YouTube for a really long time, and one of the main channels that I watch is people that are young and have kids. That's just what I watch. So I know it's possible to have a kid young and still be able to support them. A lot of people do it. Whatever. That's just how I think. If you don't think that way, you don't have to watch this video. But anyway, today I'm going to be sharing with you why we decided to get pregnant so young, and a little bit about like how far along I am and things like that. So first, I'm gonna go ahead and show you the pregnancy tests that I have. This was one of the first ones that I took. It's very faint, but the line is definitely there. You can totally see that there. This is one of the first ones that I took. Got this off of Amazon. These are the Pregmate pregnancy tests. They have pretty good reviews, so thought I would try those out, and they worked. Another Pregmate one that I took, this was definitely farther in. I don't remember exactly like how many days post-ovulation I was when I took these tests, but this is definitely like a more of progressed because the line is way darker. So this one, I don't even have to get close. You can literally see them from here. But there are 2 more lines for the Pregmates. And then this is a first response test also with the 2 lines there. So we both have apps on our phones. His app says something different because we put in different like data on that one. Mine says something different. Mine says that today I think I am 6 weeks and 3 days, whereas his says I'm a week ahead of that. So 7 weeks and 3 days. I'm not gonna know for sure until I go to my first appointment and talk to the doctor, which that is on the 27th of this month. So hopefully I'll find out some good news then. Once I go, I'll make an update video and post that one so that you guys can stay updated. That's kind of my plan for this whole channel, along with like some other things here and there. But my main focus for this channel is going to be pregnancy updates, things about the baby, stuff in that nature. So if you like that kind of thing, then you should definitely subscribe and come back for more content in the future. But to give you kind of a background of why we decided to get pregnant so young, I have been having pains in like my stomach area for a long time, probably like years. And I always just rubbed it off as, oh, it's a stomach ache. Oh, I don't feel good. I ate something that upset my stomach. Well, I had surgery in August, so I started having severe pain probably in like July, maybe June. So I started having severe pain the beginning of this past summer that just passed, and it hit me then that something was not right. It wasn't just stomach pain. So I ended up going to the doctor. They had me take a pregnancy test, thought I was pregnant. I wasn't. It was negative. Then I ended up going to my doctor, my primary care physician at the time. He recommended that I go to CHKD because I was still 18 at that time. So I was still like technically able to go there because I like was still 18. So I went to CHKD and they ended up giving me a CT scan and finding out that I had a cyst. They saw this mass on what they thought was my ovary. So then they recommended that I go to a like obstetrics and gynecology kind of practice. So then when I left there, I ended up getting a appointment at a different doctor's office like a week later, I think. And I went in there and I met with my doctor. I had to have an MRI so that they would know what was going on. I also got a pelvic ultrasound, and come to find out, my doctor thought that I had an ovarian cyst, which if you've had one of those before, you know is very painful. So ended up finding out that I needed to have surgery. So my surgery was in August, so I had a few weeks to like prep myself for that. Talking to my doctor, she said that my fertility rate was going to decrease just because if she had to go in and remove my whole ovary, then clearly that's going to make my fertility go down by 50%. You need your ovaries to reproduce. But she said that theoretically, from what she could see on the CT scan and the MRI and the pelvic ultrasound, she shouldn't have to take my whole ovary. She should be able to like reserve probably like 3/4 of it. So that was kind of an issue that I was worried about. I've always had this like issue with like being scared I wasn't gonna have kids. So that just made it a million times worse. I had super bad anxiety up until the point of my surgery. When it came time to have my surgery, clearly, if you've had surgery before, you know, you go in, you get prepped, and then you go under anesthesia. I went in, my surgery, I think, lasted about an hour and a half. And then when I came out and I had recovered and I was good enough for her to speak with me and let me know what she did, she ended up telling me that it wasn't on my ovary. It was actually a cyst that I think, if I remember correctly, was 8 centimeters like wide, which is pretty wide for a cyst. They said it was probably one of the biggest ones they've ever seen at that practice. It was on my fallopian tube. It had collapsed my left fallopian tube, which once again, if you know anything about the human female body, that's a part of your reproductive system that you need to have children. So she told me fallopian tubes kind of like flow around. They don't just stay with one ovary. So just because I don't have this fallopian tube inside of me anymore because she removed the whole tube because it had fully collapsed, I still had my right one, which could get an egg from either side ovary because I did still have both ovaries. Nothing was wrong with those. So she said that my fertility rate did drop, but not as severely as it could have been if she had to take my whole left ovary, like she thought might could be a possibility before actually giving me surgery. So that was kind of like an issue for me. I thought if I waited too long, I wouldn't be able to have a kid, or something would go wrong and then my other one would go bad and I would have neither. And you need one of them, at least one, to have a kid. So we decided that we weren't gonna be as like safe anymore. And if it happened, it happened. I've been a firm believer in everything happens for a reason for my whole life. So I figured if it happens, it happens. I'm not going to be mad. I mean, I'm definitely not mad. It's a huge blessing for something that I honestly didn't even think would even be a possibility for me after having to have part of my reproductive system removed. But with that being said, I'm sure some of you will want to know how long we tried to conceive and like the things we did to possibly make it more of a easier process. We really didn't do much other than just kind of track my ovulation to make it more of an easier process, which tracking ovulation definitely helps when you're trying to conceive. So if you are someone who's trying to conceive, I would definitely recommend getting an app on your phone that can help you track your ovulation. That is one of the most important things that you can do. But we did that, and then we also clearly did not use protection. And then we basically just tried like every day that I would be fertile from the app that we had. Like we would try every single day that it said I would be ovulating, or like up until that point, if like that makes sense. If you know about that, then you'll understand. So we did that, and the first month it wasn't successful. I'm pretty sure that we weren't really familiar with the whole like app thing, and we didn't try every single day that month. So I think that might have had something to do with it. But the second month was successful. So it only took me 2 months to conceive this baby, which honestly for me, I think is mind-blowing, because the fact that I only have one fallopian tube, I'm under the impression that like it would take me a while. Like, I don't know. I know a lot of women that clearly have not had the surgery that I've had don't have as much of a success rate as I have, which I'm very thankful for, and I couldn't be any more happy that it only took 2 months. But yeah, as of my knowledge, I'm either 6 or 7 weeks. I'll know way more when I go to the doctor, an exact date. Hopefully they'll also be able to tell me a due date. That would be really nice to know. We do have an app for that as well, like tracking my pregnancy, and it did say I would be due on July 4th. I don't know how accurate that is, just because both of our apps are completely different. So we'll definitely see what the doctors say. But yeah, I just wanted to kind of like preface why we decided to get pregnant and kind of put it out there that it wasn't an accident. We're not just being like careless and reckless and just like not caring. But yeah, I will definitely be coming out with an update video on all of the things that I find out at the doctor. I do have some other video ideas as well. So if you guys want to follow along on the journey with me, then you should subscribe and maybe leave a comment down below if you're also an expecting mom, or if you have any kids, or even if you don't have any kids, because I didn't have kids and I loved watching family vlogs and stuff like that. So if you guys enjoyed this video and want to keep up with me and follow along and possibly see the birth of our child, then go ahead and subscribe to this channel and stay tuned for more videos that will be coming soon. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next one.